What's going on, y'all? Marcusbgaming, and I'm back. Already did the twab today for y'all. Check that video out if you've missed it. But here is a weapon tuning preview for Lightfall that Bungie posted yesterday. So I'm gonna get right up into it to make it as short as I can for y'all. Let's start with weapon archetypes. Alright, when playing on console, your reticle will turn red when it's over an enemy that's inside your weapon's effective range. This is a useful visual aid that we wanted to be a global for a while, so we've also enabled this on PC. In a future season, we'll be making this color customizable, similar to the base reticle color. Alright, so y'all got that. That's not really weapon archetypes, but now here we go. Linear fusion rifles. Oh boy. Reduced damage versus champions, mini bosses, and vehicles by 15%. Yep, we knew it was coming. Sleeper Simulant and Queen Breaker are ineffective though. Alright, machine guns. Moving on to them. Increased damage by 10% with the following effects on time to kill against a guardian with tier 6 resilience. For high impact frames, TTK reduced from 0.67 to half a second. For rapid fire frames, TTK reduced from 0.53 to 0.47 seconds. For adaptive frames, it's unchanged at 0.53 seconds, and increased reserve ammo by 50% at 0 inventory stat and 20% at 100 inventory stat. All right, here's a little note. Inventory stat is a 0 to 100 value behind the scenes. This is presented as the actual number of rounds in game. But you can take this to mean that low reserves machine guns get a big boost, while large reserve machine guns get a smaller boost. Hey, I'm cool. This basically just means more ammo for your machine guns. It's just a bigger change on smaller reserves and a smaller change on bigger reserves. Alright, heavy grenade launches. Increased damage versus champions, mini bosses, and vehicles by 20%. And then to miners by 40%. Ooh, hot damn, Sam. Improved projectile. Wow. Improved projectile collision, making it slightly easier to land hits. Increased blast radius by 1 meter. And Parasite is ineffective because that thing is already a beast. Alright, moving on to shotties. Shotgun reticles now change in size proportional to spread angle. Related note, the Legend of Acreus hipfire reticle is now a bit more representative of its very large spread angle. Alright, kinetic weapons. Kinetic primary weapon damage multiplier increased from 1.05 to 1.1. Kinetic special weapon damage multiplier increased from 1.05 to 1.15. Kinetic slot stasis weapons no longer have the 5% damage bonus versus unshielded targets in PvE. There's also a kinetic damage type perk coming in Lightfall. Alright, so this just basically means that aside from the stasis kinetic weapons and that damage bonus to unshielded targets in PvE, kinetic weapons do more damage. Alright, exotics. Here we go. Pay attention, y'all. The Queen Breaker's blinding effect was underwhelming for a heavy weapon, so we've changed how that's deployed. Note that the Queen Breaker was also not affected by the global damage reduction to linear fusion rifles, making it substantially stronger by comparison. So the shot now chains to nearby enemies and uses Arc 3.0 blinding effects. Ruinous Effigy. The transmutation spear slam attack now suppresses. That's dope. For Leviathan's breath, it now applies volatile on perfect draw impact. They're also increasing damage from 396 to 442. This allows it to once again one-hit kill all supers in PvP. Ooh, and that's a crit hit, by the way. Increased damage by, sorry about that, y'all. Increased damage versus champions by 30%. This might actually be something to run now. Gotta do some tests. Alright, for 1k voices, each explosion now applies 10 plus 5 with the Ember of Ashes fragment score stacks. For Sunshot, the explosion on kill now applies 10 plus 5 score stacks. For Polaris Lance, the perfect 5th shots now apply 40 plus 20 score stacks instead of the custom burn it used to have. Two-Tail Fox, this is dope. Solar Rocket now applies 60 plus 30 score stacks instead of burn. The Void Rocket already applies suppress, and the Catalyst completes the trifecta. For Prometheus Lens, they're gonna add the Incandescent perk to the Catalyst. And then for Grand Overture, they switched the Catalyst to use Arc Blinding. Alright, so for hip firing, they say we're starting to experiment with hipfire weapon reticles conveying more information, and use the Manticore as a test bed for this. You can expect to see more weapon type or exotic weapon functionality showing up in hipfire reticles in Season 21 and beyond. Added a reticle element to the Manticore showing current stacks of anti-grav repulsor. Alright, last big little subdivision is perks. Osmosis now works with Strand. So Elemental Capacitor now has the following effect when using a Strand subclass. Plus 20 airborne effectiveness and plus 25 for the enhanced perk. Alright, for rewind rounds will be appearing on more weapons in Lightfall, but was custom built to only work with the Vault of Glass weapon set. We've tweaked it to be more general purpose. They don't say what that is yet though. Alright, now for Eager Edge. It has some bugs that needed addressing in a previous release. We've now taken the time to do a more complete rework. So no longer deactivates when moving faster than 35 meters a second. Deactivates correctly after a single melee swing. Reduce the base lunge distance buff from 2 to 1.8. Reduce airborne lunge distance penalty from 25% to 20%. And the enhanced perk now increases lunge distance slightly back up to 2. Alright, so for blinding grenades on grenade launchers, they pretty much say that this is not an arc thing, so they're going to change the name of the perk from blinding grenades to disorienting grenades. Alright, and here's a trait change. The Vice Stinger origin trait is one of the most desirable origin traits in the game, and we know why, and they say it needed some adjustment. This was typically a full reload when the perk activated. Now it's only gonna reload 25% of the magazine. I guess. Alright, y'all. Pardon all my little mistalks and little mistakes in there, but thank you so much for popping up. What do y'all think about this? What is not on this list that you would like to be on this list? Please hit me with your thoughts in the comments. They really help with the algorithm. They help me out. I always like hearing or reading what y'all got to say. Thank you for supporting me with what I'm trying to do. Hopefully this saved you some time. Like, subs, notification, all that helps as well. Thanks y'all. Be safe, and I'm out.